It's the ladies from Rewatch and Wine. I'm Raya.
Treva.
Champagne.
And Lynn.
Yes, one more week. I know you missed us. Today we are bringing our book to movie adaptation of The Help.
The Help. Who wrote The Help?
Her name is Kathryn Stockett. Boom.
Boom, boom.
And also during this book to movie adaptation discussion, we are drinking brand new Mary J. Blige Sun Goddess. This is this is the Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh my God, Lynn!
Butchered that.
I was getting ready to say, help her out.
The bottle's still full, y'all.
Right. So we don't know what the label says, but it's Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah.
So the brand is called Sun Goddess, correct? And then the
brand is Sun Goddess.
The Sauvignon Blanc. There we go. I love that goddess symbol in the middle.
Yes,
That's
hot.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
It is her like this. She's like this.
In the sun rays, I like it.
Yes. Yes. Very, very cool. Different. A little different. Of course, I like it, but it's a little different. I don't know if others will, but I really like it.
Okay. All right. So does anyone know the writer or director of the screenplay for this?
The director is Tate Taylor. Screenplay, same name.
Oh. Stop acting like you on top of stuff. Okay.
She is.
Today.
All right. So
I would like to start off, if that's okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So as we all know, this book, came out a while ago. The book came out in 2009 and the movie came out in 2011. And I remember it was sitting in my library to read forever. And I just wanted to wait for the podcast for one, but I wanted to do it back to back. So I waited and waited. So literally I've been waiting 11 years to read this book. And finally I read the book and I loved every bit of the book. So I was very excited. I had to give you that whole background because I'm not a patient person. So waiting 11 years for Lynn is a very long time.
Lynn, thank you for that. I loved this book. I read the book prior to seeing the movie. I read the book before the movie, I think, was even thought about, right? And I loved every part of this book. Just reading it just warmed my heart, and I loved every part of it. I'm really curious to hear what Champagne says, because I think this one is one she did in reverse.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I held off literally on pins and needles. So I don't know how you did it.
Yeah, I've seen this movie probably 5 times, 6 probably now, before I even knew it was a book. But I truly enjoyed the book. They left some things out, twisted some things around, and I still love the book. The movie made just as much sense as the book, so I love them both.
Rhea, your opinion of the book?
Oh, I absolutely love the book. Number one, loved it.
Good.
I sometimes felt like I was in it, so you know how that happens to me. Yes, I love the book.
You said you became part of the book because you were breaking up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Did you get transposed back?
Sorry, yes.
To Mississippi, not Maryland?
Exactly.
Were you a maid?
She was walking around talking about eat my shit.
That would definitely have been her character.
Rhea would have literally baked that pie. Sure. You know she would have.
Exactly.
Put some sprinkles on there and everything and been like, I will serve it up to you. Here you go.
Right. Exactly. So I guess switching to the movie, I agree with you, Champagne. I think I love the movie also, and there were some changes. There were some changes that disappointed me from the book to movie, but overall, I just enjoyed both of them so much. One of the things that that really bothered me about the movie, that they didn't show how Viola's character in the movie, I forget her name in the book for some reason.
Aibileen.
Aibileen. How can I forget that? Aibileen, don't leave me. So in the book, it ended with her getting the job at the newspaper. And so it was just like, when she ended with, I heard there was going to be a writer in the family, and I guess it's going to be me, and you knew that she had this job, so she really didn't have to worry about working as a maid anymore, because she was getting more money writing these articles, and that was so significant for me in the book that it would have been really easy for them to incorporate that in the movie, and I don't know why they didn't.
Just in the ending monologue when she's walking up the street, just what said, my new job at the newspaper, getting paid $10 an hour or whatever it is a week, is gonna be enough to take care of me. Boom, done. One sentence, you could have added it in.
Right. I don't understand why they didn't.
Right.
Anything, they didn't have to go above and beyond. Like you said, they did it in the commentary of her walking out.
They could have flashed it on the screen. You know how sometimes those movies, they put like writing, like what happened afterwards? They could have just put, Aibileen was a newspaper writer. So-and-so
like
was
the Star Wars part when it just moves up the screen?
Right, exactly. That's what
I'm like, why didn't they do that? Because for people who didn't read the book, like, you don't know that happened, and that just makes you feel so, I don't know, it made me feel so good reading the book, like, all of that was for a reason, and it took her to this next chapter in her life.
Especially after Hilly was so nasty and, like, letting her go. And that traumatic scene of her having to say bye to the babies and her fever and all, like, all that. That would have been perfect, like, icing on the cake or pie if they would have said that.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm not pausing now, but now after reading the book, Cicely Tyson.
She's supposed to be, yeah. I tried.
So what would have been nice with the Cicely Tyson character? I didn't mind the older version of her, but when they were doing the flashbacks, why wouldn't they grab a younger person that looked like Cicely Tyson to handle those scenes where she was braiding the hair and all of that, like they do in other movies? Let me find a younger version that looks like you and bring you in.
They was like, I'm just gonna put this wig on this like 95-year-old lady and be like, she looks 22.
And why do they have to make her mouth look like she had something down? I
get maybe her teeth weren't that great because of like how times were, but like they made it look absolutely like ridiculous right now. Ridiculous.
Come on now, seriously, come on.
It was so bad.
It was just I think it was just sloppy and it was stupid because anybody could have came in and played a younger version of her.
Right. Anybody.
I don't know what it is with Tyson, but I'm gonna tell you something. That didn't work for me.
It's two funny parts in this movie that I have to mention. The one when Mr. Johnny, Celia's husband, came home to find Minny walking.
Mr. Johnson!
No! Oh my God!
She threw the bag, have a stiff, it was ready.
Miss Celia! Yo, I swear to God, I was dying. I don't know why I find that funny, but he was laughing too, like, calm down.
Right?
And
I get why she was freaking out, but it was just really funny of like her reaction. Like she walking like, all right, this car pulling up behind me. Okay, he stopped. I turn around, make eye contact. Oh, let me act like I'm not here. I was dying.
Oh my God. And then the second one was after she gave this lady this pie, and her mother.
Oh, her mother
dying.
She was dead.
She was like, "Run, Minnie, run!"
She said, "You are too spicy too." She called her out.
You ate too. Run, Minnie, run!
But to add on that part, when they were at the benefit and when she walking out with the pie, and she was like, I might not remember everything, but 2 things that I do remember. You put me in nursing home, and you ate Minnie's shit. Done.
Yeah, they nailed them characters. I was like,
my God, yo, I swear to God.
Yeah.
One of my parts that I liked, I surprisingly liked, but it wasn't the same as the book, was not to go from funny to sad, but the miscarriage scene. Like, I wanted the doctor to be there to show how he literally treated a black person, but treated women to be like, she just brought herself to the hospital. Like, it was, I'm sorry, they did house calls in those days. It's inconveniencing you to be a doctor to come see this woman, and then to talk to her caregiver, her maid, that way was just like, I wanted to see it in the show or the movie. But then the follow-up behind it, because the whole, like, anticipation of picking the baby up from the toilet, to me was like, we're going to be gross, but it was showing that, like, you know I have to do this for her, and if it was me as a woman, how would I feel? And then the fact that that scene wasn't in the movie, it really bothered me at first. But when they went outside and she was burying the baby, and you saw the other 2 trees, I was like, all right, well, there we go. We saw, like, a little bit of a different kind of nostalgia, or not nostalgia, but a feeling that, like, you could correlate to her sadness. Because before it was like, oh yeah, she was bleeding and that was it. But to see the other plants there was like, okay, now you're bringing the feelings back into this.
Right.
So I was a little let down at first, but then I liked the little twist they put on it in the movie.
I agree. It was staying on that same somewhat sad note. Even though I've seen this movie 6 times already, for some reason, after reading the book and seeing, I don't know whether it's the sign of the times right now, but the Medgar Evers killing and her getting off the bus and having to walk home, and then she ended up running. I kind of got scary. I was like, God, the struggle that hasn't changed very much. So it kind of bothered me a little bit. Because I don't know. But I wanted to mention that along with, and to bring up the author. I read with this author that it was an actual lady named Aibileen who was her housekeeper of her brothers, who sued her in the portrayal, because of the portrayal of her in this movie, calling her like her color is a cockroach or something to that effect. So she sued her because of the likeness to the character. Sued her for like $75,000, but she lost. The judge said dismissed the case, citing that it was a statute of limitations or something. But the problem is the lady came back, or the author came back and said she denied stealing her identity because she only met her for a brief period. So I don't know, like I said, it might be still the sign of the times, but she didn't, it's almost like she did it, I don't want to say for profit because I really don't know, but she didn't give back either. She could have used this money to give to the, NAACP or whatever the case is, So I don't know. Instead of just letting the case be dismissed, why not give her something? Because obviously the names are the same. She changed one syllable from Aibileen to Aibileen.
Or even just settle out of court and be like, look, instead of suing, like, here is a percentage of the profits, and if you don't want it, then name any charity and I'll donate it to that charity.
Right. Exactly. Right. You're right. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. I didn't know that. Thanks for sharing that information.
Yeah. Bothered by it, so I wanted to.
Yeah, it is a sign of the times, right? Everything is like super sensitive. At least I am.
Right.
Like, look, pay that woman her money.
Exactly. Right. And it wouldn't have taken much, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
So one of the changes that I loved in the movie, and I actually am happy that they changed it in the movie, was Skeeter's mom at the end, right?
Yes.
So in the book, she wasn't real bold, but in the movie, she was just like, take your raggedy butt off my patio and get that thing on your mouth fixed.
Right.
And then she gave the whole speech about courage, skipping a generation, and that, I actually love that ending. I love that piece kind of better than in the book.
Right.
Because it showed the support of her mother, and then Skeeter just feeling really good about what she did.
Mm-hmm.
So I did like that change.
Right.
Or even them knocking heads the whole movie, and then seeing that even they agree to disagree, kind of. It's like, you're not like me, but you do remind me of like your grandmother, and I'm realizing that that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice too.
It was a very nice speech she gave her.
Yep, I love that.
They moved the scene where Minny argues with and leaves Leroy. And I was worried because it was getting towards the end of the movie, and like that scene, nothing about that was there. And I'm like, if they cut out that scene, I'm gonna flip out. Like, they needed to show like all the bad things that Minnie had gone through, like her like succeeding.
Right.
And I think them mentioning it in the over talking or whatever you want to call it, as they were entering into the church to applaud Aibileen and Minnie. I thought that was a good touch, because if they would have left it out, I would have been very upset.
Right.
But I'm glad they mentioned it, and actually showed. They didn't show him, of course, but like the bond all the kids had, because they knew they had to protect each other and mom as much as we can. But as they said it, it was like, her and her kids got out, and I was like,
Good.
okay,
Right.
thank you for not leaving that out.
Speaking of Minnie, that's what I was going to talk about. So in the book, thank you. In the book, they went into a lot of description about sassy Minnie, right? Like, it was just, you really felt this sassy woman.
Right.
But in the movie, they didn't show this history of being sassy, and how, like, in the book, she lost all of these jobs because of her mouth was getting her in trouble. And so the book didn't really show that in the beginning. I mean, as it went on, you kind of saw that she was a little sassy. But then you saw a really vulnerable side of her when she was trying to get the job, her last job. But in the book, like, when I started reading it, it was sort of like, I just, imagined Rhea, right? Throughout the whole beginning of the book. And they didn't show that in the beginning of the story. She just seemed a little bit more humble than I had expected.
Yeah. I think the only time she really showed sassy was when she was finally working for Miss Celia. And she was like, "Oh, if you don't put that, or do you do this, or whatever," you know what I'm saying? So you don't sit your butt down, or whatever the case is. But that was the only really time that we saw it.
Yeah.
I think they tried to, well, not in the beginning, but like towards the end, when you saw her enter and Miss Celia into this like new job and be like sassy at first. And then when she was making the fried chicken and she went to go sit down at the table in the kitchen to eat while Miss Celia was supposed to sit outside in the dining room table, and she sits down, it was like her still giving a little bit of sass, but then like realizing, all right, well, I'm not going to always win this argument, because Miss Celia was not getting up, and she wanted that chicken, and she wanted that chicken now, and she wanted some company. So it was nice to see her kind of be like, all right, I'm still giving you sass, but all right, back up a little bit. So I love
the Miss Celia scenes.
Yeah.
Like,
I love her.
There you are. I wanted to sit down with you, and I'm just like, all absent-minded and just like, I don't know what the problem is. You're like my best friend, right?
Right. Exactly. That's exactly how she treated it. Like, what do you mean? Aren't you my friend? And they said that in the book, but they showed it more, I guess, in the movie of how she just looked at her as just another person.
Yeah.
Or even when she was explaining to her that how the other girls didn't like her, or why the other girls didn't like her, it really showed their bond that was past like employer to like, I'm gonna let you know because you are my friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
That scene in the movie where she was knocking on the door, man, that was just so mean.
Well,
they're all hiding, and
it's hiding in plain sight too.
Right.
Like, so mean. I thought another touching part was when after Mr. Johnny came home and caught her, they walked in together, and Miss Celia had made all this food, and they pulled out her chair. They treated her like
royalty,
a friend.
Yeah, a friend. Like, no, didn't see color, kind of
human.
Thing. Right. I love that. That was so touching to me. For some
reason.
Like
even served her plate.
Right.
Yeah, that was nice too.
Right.
And then she was still being bossy.
Right.
Did you check them thighs? Like,
and then to correlate at the end when she burnt the chicken, she's like, "Oh, we don't burn chicken.
We don't burn chicken." Right. Because why? It was a reason.
She got the money back from the sales of the book.
Right.
And had to go.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh, the chicken's burning!
Burn that chicken! Cut this one right here. Burn chicken all the time."
Right.
All right, y'all want to move in and talk about the cast?
Yes.
I have no complaints.
None.
None.
It was a star-studded cast, even all the way to like Miss Hilly's mom and everything. Like Sissy Spacek was her name.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a brain fart. But yeah, even her role, like she's, all-star cast member also.
Yeah.
So seeing all those people together and like even people from different walks of life, like Emma Stone and Cicely Tyson together and having like, they didn't really have together, but like their bond, like you wouldn't see those same people together. And I like how this movie was just like, we're just going to roll the dice and put everybody in here.
Basically.
That cast was
I
amazing.
still didn't see this one.
I'm sorry for mentioning Cicely again, but I had to mention the bond. I'm sorry.
I think the cast was amazing. I mean, down to the little girl, you is small. Like, the way she was described in the book looked exactly like her in the movie.
Yeah, a little heavier set too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she was good. She was crying too. I was like,
cute.
she was
I was just
window.
What y'all do to her? Did y'all pinch her in the back?
Right. How about when she sat on that toilet?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And she was all proud of herself too.
Right. And then Hilly's character, who is really well known or whatever, Bryce Dallas Howard, which is Ron Howard's daughter or whatever, she played a good role.
Yeah.
Straight
She played
up.
really good.
She did.
I remember her from all the other movies she's been in, and I loved her in those. And I was like, I love you, but I hate you in this movie, man.
Same time.
Right. When you hate somebody, you know they're doing a good job.
Exactly. When like it changes
Who was she
personality.
playing though? Because I can't
I'm
remember.
telling you, that is the truest statement ever because I still cannot stand Danny Glover. The life of me, I hate this.
Because of the color purple.
You talking about the
Yes, I hate him with a passion to my soul. But he's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a good actor if you're still hating him.
Yes.
I was
Does
trying
he
to
play
figure out
in,
what
like,
else Ron Howard's daughter played in. I can't
She
remember.
played in Jurassic Park,
Okay.
the new ones, and The Village. Is it The Village? It's an older movie. She was blind actually, but anyways, I'm a good fan of hers.
Because I've seen her face, but for some reason I couldn't place the shows.
Oh.
All right, so.
She's also in Black Mirror.
Oh.
She was
And
in
the
a
one where you get the texting for like you like rated your personalities. I love that show. Sorry.
I can't remember each episode because I haven't watched each episode. I think I finished like season 1 and season 2 maybe, but I love that
I've
show
rewatched
also. Like
them
Twilight
multiple
Zone.
times.
Oh really?
Interesting. I did not know she was in Twilight too. I did not know she was in Spider-Man 3 and Lady in the Water, which I haven't seen Lady in the Water yet. I haven't watched it, but I want to watch it.
I haven't seen Spider-Man 3, or I don't remember her in it.
I haven't seen it. I gave up on those Marvel ones a while ago.
Terminator.
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
She's
She's
in a
a good actress, though. I really like her.
She's in The Grinch That Stole Christmas, apparently, too.
Until you guys said something, I really never connected her with Ron Howard, but honestly, she looks just like him.
She looked just like him, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I knew it was his daughter, but she directs also.
It's awesome that she's making a career like not from her dad.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. Because most people like will use their name like, oh yeah, that's what my dad is. But she's like making a name for herself outside of her dad's, which is pretty cool.
See,
I mean,
because
it stands
I
alone.
believe that nepotism is so real in the entertainment industry. I'm like, even if she doesn't use Howard, I know everybody knows she's Ron Howard's daughter, so like, she ain't doing it all right.
But she did go to NYU. She did go to like an artsy school, so she was obviously going down that track. But yeah, I think her dad got her in the door.
Well, no, I'm just saying like with her fan base, because
Yes.
I mean, there's people like that are, you know, mother daughter and like that limelight, and I know who their daughter is because I know who their mom is. But I'm just like, yeah, I'll skip over them.
Y'all ready to rate?
Yes.
All right, well, I'll go first.
Yeah.
I give this.
Oh, go ahead.
I give it a full glass. It was a full glass, but it is no longer one because I drank all of it. But I loved the book individually. I love the movie individually. I love the adaptation of it. So it's a full glass from Lynn.
Yeah, all what she said plus full glass for me. Yeah.
Same for me, number 3.
Same for me.
This one gets a bottle.
A full bottle.
A bottle.
If
Great
y'all
book.
gave a different rating, I was gonna be upset. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Oh, no. I love
Like
the
you
book.
are golden off this island. Out.
She was about to fire all of us, right?
I was.
No, this is a great adaptation. One of my favorite adaptations. But I love the story. I love the book. I love the movie. Everything about it. So go out, check it out. We want to hear your opinion. See if you agree with us. See which one you like better.
Glad I waited. Ugh, yes.
Yeah, that was worth the wait.
It was worth the whole
Mhm.
oh, it's on, turn off.
Right.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at
Follow us on Rewatch One. Follow us on Rewatch One, but I tapped it and we started talking, so that was my problem. Oh, that's the problem.